Yes, sir. Watch yourself, please.
Vice President, Girl Scouts USA.
Hello, Louise. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful. I'm so pleased to be here.
Not as pleased as we
Hello,
are.
Diane MacArthur.
Oh, how are you?
Nice
Good to see you. I'm sorry I didn't see you, Miss McCall.
How do you do?
Morning.
You come out
What a
here.
beautiful day.
Couldn't do better.
Oh, it's great.
Bring us good
Come on in.
weather.
Please, go right ahead. Thank you. Please, ladies. Nice to see you. Hello there. How are you? This young lady? Where are you from? Hello there. And then where are you from? In the Bronx. Hello, the Bronx on this side? And how are you, Princess? What's your name? I'm glad to see you. Now let's see, what's your rank? What is your, you were a cadet? Just a junior. There's a brownie. How do you do? Glad to see you. Where are you from? What's your home? And hello there, my dear. What's your name? And where are you from, honey? From Brooklyn. You get along all right with the Bronx girls here? Good. And how are you? And where are you from? Yes, and what's your name? And you're a brownie, huh? Wonderful to see you. You like to get your picture taken?
The girls here today also represent 3.5 million Girl Scouts from every state in the Union and overseas in 60 countries around the world. They have some remembrances to give you. Mr. Vice President, may I introduce Senior Girl Scouts Carol Giacomo and Linda Shirley.
Mr. Vice President, we wish you to have this film, Open Your Eyes, which depicts some of the senior service projects now being carried out throughout the country. Many of them are concerned with the war on poverty, but they're just one face of Senior Scouts in action.
Thank you, I should say. I do thank you. Thank you, my dear. You're gonna see that I get that, huh?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, my dear. Put it right there.
Mr. Vice President, may I introduce Cadet Girl Scouts Margaret Murray and Sharon Knapp.
Mr. Vice President, this book will tell you about our special project to help disadvantaged children and young people in urban and rural areas.
Thank you. What was your name again? You're wonderful. I'm going to keep
Mr. Vice
that.
President, may I introduce Junior Girl Scouts Laurie McGee and Laurie Patrick.
Mr. Vice President, this tells you that we are making a film for you of your visit to us.
Well, wonderful. Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you, darling. Good.
Mr. Vice President, now may I introduce Brownie Girl Scouts Nancy Saltzman and Yolanda Terry.
Mr. Vice President, here are brownie dolls for your granddaughters, Amy, Jill, and Victoria. We hope they will all be Girl Scouts when they grow up.
Oh, thanks.
Can you hold it?
Jim?
Mr. Vice President? Oh, Mr. Vice President, can you take the dolls out of the box?
That's good enough, boys. You bet. Thank you, sweetheart.
Now, Mr. Vice President, you have met all of us. And I have asked Miss Wood to introduce you to this gathering because I understand that some years ago in Minnesota, you and she worked together.
For anyone who's young, working up in administration, there's usually some sort of a mentor, and the two of us learned a great deal from Mrs. Carpenter. She was one of those older, wise, witty, happy people. And one of the things that she told us from day to day as we got in our various problems, She said, remember, people don't change, they only become more so. Now, I might say, Mr. Vice President, that it's pretty obvious to all that are present that you have become more so than I have.
Thank you very much, Louise, for presenting me as even more so. When you did that, I just started to remember that I had gained a pound or two, and I gathered that that's what you were referring to. It's really a wonderful joy for me. I've seen so many of the young girls, these Girl Scouts down at the nation's capital. I'm sure you all know that every day there's always another group of Girl Scouts. So last year it seemed like they all came to Washington. I guess, was that the Visit Washington year last year? Now let me just say another word or two of thanks. Thanks to the adults. I was really impressed, Louise, when you said there were 700,000, I think I heard you say here, 700,000 volunteers. What a great service. And as a man in public life, I insist that we maintain the integrity of our voluntary groups and not let it just become all public, all government. We need government, yes, and we need government activities in the field of social welfare. We need government activities in the field of social progress. But we also need the giving of the hand and of the mind of the individual citizen. We need the voluntary activity. We need private philanthropy. We need Girl Scouts, and we need Boy Scouts, and we need all of these many fine groups that are strictly voluntary. And let's never forget it, because this is a real badge or symbol of our freedom and of our individualism. Now, the poverty program is richly rewarded by the help of these young people and your help. Little children, 350,000 of them now in 50 states in this republic, are starting their programs under what we call Head Start. And the Girl Scouts are going to be there to help them, and you Girl Scout leaders and volunteers are going to be there to help them. If nothing else came out of it except the fact that adult citizens were giving of themselves, giving of their talent, giving of their time, it would be a worthy endeavor, because we Americans need to be sharers. We need to give and give and give, not just of our money. Now, these young ladies, these girls of ours, they're going to give of themselves in the poverty program. They're giving of themselves in a host of community activities. They're giving of themselves in this city, this great metropolitan area. And thank goodness. Well, I just can only say to you that as an old, I was a scoutmaster in the Boy Scouts for 6 years. And I have to tell these young ladies, I visited the national headquarters of the Boy Scouts. And when I got there, they had a picture of me as a scoutmaster. My goodness, I must have frightened the boys. Well, thank you very much for listening to me, and may I encourage you to continue your good work. God bless you.